Good morning. I am live. I'm Stampin' Dee Dee with Stampin' Dee Dee's Doings, and this is Stampin' Thursday, and I am so glad to be here with you this morning. It's been kind of a crazy week, and so I didn't get my mystery card clues out the way I like to do on Wednesday. So we are going to do a fun card demonstration, and next week on Thursday we'll have our mystery card Thursday, and I'll get the clues out on Wednesday, early on Wednesday, so that you can gather up your supplies and play along with us clue by clue as we make a mystery card next week. So I'm glad you're here today. I'm going to look on here and see if you're watching this live. I would love it if you would just comment, just say hi. I'm here, I'm from wherever you're from, and let me know that you're watching. It's encouraging to me to see who's actually watching, because I know that there are some who are watching. I just don't know who you are. So I'm going to, hi, good morning, Kay. Thank you for shouting out. So we're going to get on with this, and I do have a few things that I need to tell you about. Coming up, February 4th, is a Shake It Up class, and we're going to do Share a Milkshake bundle for that class, and it's a $50 class, and with that $50 you will get the Share a Milkshake bundle, which is actually in the catalog for $44. So you will get that. You will get 6 card kits, and one of them is going to be a Funfold card. So, and then just a fun time together, putting those together. So you'll have that. You'll get your own bundle. You'll use that at the workshop, then take it home with you and make more fun cards with it. So if you're doing the to-go option and you need it mailed, of course, it'll be an additional $10 for that. And or if you can pick it up here, you know, we won't have the mailing fee. So that's February 4th at 1 o'clock. If you're local and you can come here, it's at 1 o'clock. The deadline to RSVP for that is, oh my goodness, when is the deadline for that? Let me look. I think the deadline is Saturday of this week, which is, I'm looking, the 21st. I believe that's what I put on there. Saturday, the 21st is the deadline, and that is so that I can get this ordered and get it here by February 4th. So you've got just a couple of days left, so don't wait. All right, and then the February 7th, Dying to Know, that's a Tuesday night, once a month, Dying to Know. We take a stamp set, a bundle, the dies and the stamps, and we just figure out how every piece is used. And that's always a fun time, and I have samples for you to show you, and I even demo one card using the pieces from the set. So the Dying to Know on February 7th will also feature this same bundle, this milkshake, share a milkshake bundle. So that's after the workshop, but if there are some questions you have about how to use some of the pieces in the bundle that you've gotten to take home, then be sure and watch the Dying to Know that Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And then our February monthly stamp club is Greatest Journey. So Greatest Journey is this set right here. And I have had so much fun with this set. I'm going to show you a card in a few minutes, a sample card, one of the cards in the monthly stamp club. But with this monthly stamp club, for $35, you get 8 card kits, 2 each of 4 designs. You get $20 to $25 in coordinating products, new coordinating products. And you get a PDF tutorial. And this is all a do it at home in the comfort of your own workplace. So if you can pick it up, then there of course is no extra charge, but if it needs to be mailed to you, then it's an additional $10 for the priority mail. But so for $35 you get the card kits, 8 card kits, and the envelopes. You get $20 to $25 in free products that coordinate with those card kits, and you get the PDF full color tutorial. It's a great deal. The deadline for that is always the 10th of the month. So I will be the first Thursday in February, which is February 2nd. On that Stampin' Thursday, I will demo the Greatest Journey set, and I will have some of the samples from the club kit for you to show you then. That's February 2nd, and then the deadline is February 10th, and then I will have everything ready for you no later than the 25th of the month. If you do 6 months in a row of the monthly stamp club, then you will get a swag bag with $25 in products in it. So that's a bonus, yes. All right. Don't forget about Celebration. It's going on. For every $50 you spend, then you get to select a free Celebration product. All right. I think that's that. I'm going to turn the camera down, and we are going to, I'm going to show you a couple of samples from the Share a Milkshake and the Greatest Journey, and then we're going to get started on our Funfold card for today, a Waterfall Funfold card. All right, here we go. Hold on. All right. So here we go. Let me show you real quick the Greatest Journey. Here's the Greatest Journey. These are the stamps. These are the dies. It's the dies that make this set so fabulous. There's a guy hiking, carrying a lantern. There's a guy running. There is a bicycler, and there are flowers and mountains and tents, all kinds of things. Here's one of the cards made with that kit. And this is using the Designer Series paper, which is just incredible. The Designer Series paper has backgrounds with mountains and trees and all different colors of products. So there's that one. That's one of them that will be included. And then here is your Share a Milkshake Fun kit. So it's got a waffle cone, a milkshake glass, a small sundae glass, sort of a little extra background thing, some whipping cream and whatnot to go on top, cherry and hearts, and then the dies that coordinate with it. Here is a card, a sample card from that kit. So this is including the waffle cone and the milkshake cup, and then the inside, of course. So this is included in your class, and there will be 2 others, including a Funfold card. But on to today. Today we're going to do a Waterfall Funfold card. Let me turn this light on. All right. So this is the Waterfall Funfold. Yeah, I want to be able to get it all on. It's hard to see it. All right, maybe if I do it down here, a Waterfall Funfold. Now, this is my template. And this is how I do my Funfold cards. I shared this with my class last week. I make a template. I put all the measurements on my template, and I store them in my Funfold template box. So every Funfold that I like, I make a template for it, and I put the directions somewhere on it, the measurements, and I put it in my template box, and it makes it so easy to pull out when I'm ready to do a Funfold card. All right, so this is the one we're going to do, and so let me show you the sample that we're going to make. This is the sample that we're going to make together today. I needed a sympathy card, so I made this one. Heartfelt sympathy. You're in my prayers. So this is really not a complicated one. It's pretty simple. I used the designer series paper, a little bit of stamping, a little bit of die cutting. So we're gonna make this one together today. This is another one that I made that is a little more complicated, a little more intensive as far as the elements, and it's using the Seaside Bay, which I absolutely love. But here's this. Let me see if I can get it down here where you can see all of it. The top part, a little bird told me. Then the middle says, you are wonderful in every way. And then in the bottom, happy birthday. And I die cut the birds and some of the shells and used some of the designer series paper to make this one. So you can make it as simple as you want or as complex as you want. All right, so let's get busy. I've already cut the pieces for this. We're going to use our inks. We're going to use Fresh Freesia and Rich Razzleberry. Those two ink colors. We're going to use the Fresh Freesia cardstock for our base. And our instructions, I'm going to put these instructions here. I'll put this over here. These are our instructions. Hopefully you can maybe get a screenshot of that. So our color cardstock base is 11 by 4 1/4. And then we need to score it. So I have not scored it yet. Let me score it. We'll score it together. I'll get this on here where you can see the scorer. All right, I'm moving my cutting blade up to the top because I don't want to cut. I want to score. All right, I'll put this right here for right now. So we're going to score. Here's my 11 by 4 1/4 base. And we're going to start the scoring at 2.5 inches. So right here, 2.5, right here. I'll score. And then the next score is at 3 3/4. So I'll move it to 3 and 1, 2, 3/4, right there. And I'll score again. Make sure it's pushed up against the top. And then the next score is at 6 3/4. And for that, I'm going to have to open up my arm. So 6 and 1, 2, 3/4. 6 3/4 is right there. And then 8 and 1/4 is right there. So that takes care of all of our scores. You probably can't see those, but we're going to put this away. And to fold this, I'm just going to fold valley. So I'm going to do a valley, and then a mountain, and then a valley, and then a mountain. And it doesn't matter which way. You can then work it this way or this way. You can't mess that up. You really can't. And I'm going to burnish these. And we'll do that more than once because this is a card that it's not going to lie flat ever. But you want it to lie as flat as possible. So, all right. I've got those burnished with my bone folder. Now, our cut pieces, you're to cut 2 color cardstocks at 3.5-inch square. So I've got my 2 colored cardstocks at 3.5-inch square. So we've got those. And then your basic white, 2 at 3 3/8-inch square. So we've got those. Got a corner turned up there. So we've got those. And then another colored cardstock piece at 4 1/4 by 2 3/8. And a basic white piece at 3 1/4 by 1 7/8. And then this is my sentiment piece. And this is the piece of designer series paper that I want to use. Now, if you'll notice on this card, I used designer series paper on every card front. Every piece. Instead of the white, I used designer series. You can do that. But we wanted to keep this card more simple. So we're using the white. But that also allows us to do some stamping on the white then. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is our stamping. I'm going to put the waterfall right over here because on the front of the card, bring the card back in so you can see it. All right, on the front of the card, we're going to stamp a background with fresh freesia. And we're going to use one of the stamps from Dainty Delight. This card is designed with the Dainty Delight stamp set and dies. So we're going to use, I believe it's this one, to create our background. And I have it already mounted. Get my fresh freesia ink. And I'm just going to stamp one there. Move it up a little bit. And I'm going to bring this one down so it's a different height. And then this one is going to come right along here on the edge. Now, I'm calling that my background. And now I'm going to use some of the die cut pieces from the Dainty Delight set. I'm going to use the vine. And I'm going to use this piece right here. Oh, and I did cut out a few of the flowers. I cut out this sunflower. I cut that one out, and I cut these flowers out down here. So just a few pieces from this stamp set, from the dies. And I've got them right over here. So I'm going to pick them up and bring them in. All right, here are the pieces. So I took the vine and I just trimmed it for the other card. And so I'm just going to use the trimmed piece. I'll trim off just the edge there. Yeah, and you can, you know, what I did was I cut I cut it off right here for this card and used this piece, which I'll go ahead and do that since I've cut it. These vines, you can cut them apart and use them in several different ways. All right, now I'm going to take my Tombow glue and I'm just going to put dots of glue right along the bottom a little bit. That's all we need. And I'm going to glue it right here, right on this side. And hold it down a minute. And then I'm going to take my Blushing Bride. This is Old Olive and this is Blushing Bride. And these are both colors that are in this designer series paper. And that's why I picked those colors. You know, that's the wonderful thing about Stampin' Up's products is that they're color coordinated. So this is I've used this and it's getting to the point of being empty. There. This little thing, I ordered these online and I just put my Tombow glue in them. And because it's got this fine little point, it is wonderful. All right, I'm going to set this down right here. Right here. I'm going to hold it down a minute. Anyway, the designer series paper has all the colors listed on the package that are used in the paper, and that is wonderful. That is just wonderful. You don't have to spend a lot of time trying to match up your cardstock and your ink and your blends. All right, then I'm going to take this little flower, just put one dot of glue in it and stick it right there, if I can get it to stick. And another one. I don't think I used another one on that one, so we'll wait. I can go ahead and put another one. It won't be in the same place because the paper is a different piece of this designer series paper, but it'll work. Yeah. Throw that leaf away so it'll get out of my way. Put a little bit of ink on that, a little bit of glue, and stick it right there. And we've got that ready to go. All right. So we have done everything that we're going to do to this right now. We're going to put a little gem in here in a few minutes. So I'm going to mount it on my Fresh Freesia piece. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. A small amount of the glue right on the Fresh Freesia. All right, got that. And now we're going to get our second piece ready. And we've already put our little flowers on there, and that's all we're going to do on that. And so we'll mount it. Get it ready to go. That's what I like about the glue, the Tombow glue, is you can move it. And I always have to move them. In fact, that one's not moving for me, so I'm going to have to make it move. Hold on, let me get it free, because I need that little piece right there to move. That is determined to stick. All right. Whoops. Got that one down. So these two are ready to go. We need to get our sentiment piece ready. I'm going to move these flowers right over here so I don't knock them off with my arm. All right, and on our sentiment, we're going to put heartfelt sympathy. And I'm going to do that in the rich raspberry. Right there. Heartfelt sympathy. Let me go ahead with my chamois and clean that one so it's ready to put away. And then our second sentiment is going to go on this inside piece. You are in my prayers. And you could put anything in these, anything at all. I told you I needed a sympathy card today, so I decided. And this I'm going to put toward the top because I want to make sure it doesn't show, and it won't because this covers it up, but nonetheless. All right, and I'm going to clean this one with my chamois. Get it ready to put away. All right, so we've done our stamping, and I can go ahead and mount this piece, and this third piece is going to go at the very top of its coordinating cardstock. It's this down here. For the colored cardstock is the 4 1/4 by 2 3/8, and the basic white is 3 1/4 by 1 7/8. And I'm going to put this right at the top, and you want it centered so that it will be hidden by the piece above. All right, so let me get my glue. And center this and put it at the top. There it is. So we have that piece ready. And with our sentiment piece, I'm just going to cut it off on this end and leave a little room to banner it. So I'm going to cut it off and then banner it on this end. And that's just, you snip in the middle, and then you come in from each corner to your middle snip, and that gives you your banner. Gives you an even, nice looking banner. And I'm going to cut a little bit off of this end. There we go. All right, so I think we're ready to assemble our card. So we're going to take our first piece of cardstock, the front of our card, and we're going to put it close to the top, about, oh, what is that, a 1/4 of an inch from the top, and centered on both sides. So the way I do that is I put some adhesive on the bottom of this, right on the bottom of the waterfall, and on the top of this, because the top is going to adhere, and it's going to adhere right here at the bottom, but you don't want glue down here. So now I'm going to center it at the top and on each side. There we go. And mash it down. So we have our first layer of our waterfall. Now our second layer is the Designer Series paper layer. And that one is going to go the same thing. It's going to center and leaving a little, about the same amount of space at the top. About 1/4 of an inch at the top. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this down here. And I'm going to put it at the top. And then I'm going to layer this piece, center this piece. And you want this piece to be even with this piece. So you want it to line up. And if you've centered it, it will. All right. Then our last piece, this one, is going to go right here. It's going to be even with the bottom. And if it's even with the bottom, this should cover it up perfectly. All right? So we're going to put this piece even with the bottom. Even with the bottom. And we need it at the top as well. There we go. Okay. We've got adhesive at the bottom. I'll get that off. We layer it even with the bottom. And even on the sides, of course. And put it down. And this covers it up perfectly. Now, all we need to do is put our finishing touches on it. I did. I knocked my bow off. I knew I had knocked it off. I always knock stuff off. So we're going to put this on with dimensionals. And we can do dimensionals because it's the very front of the card. We could not do dimensionals on the inside of the card because it keeps it from laying flat. But we can do it on the top of the card. So we're going to set this right here. And you can kind of position it where you want it. I kind of want it down from the bloom a little bit. And right on the edge. And even. And we got that. And then I have my Fresh Freesia ribbon bow, which I have already tied. Because as you know, my fingers don't function very well when I'm in a hurry on a video. So I'm going to use a glue dot for this one. And I'm going to put it, let's see. We could put it here. We could put it, I think on this card, I put it here. So we're going to do that at this, on the stems. Right there on the stems. I also brought in my basic pearl basic jewels. I love having an opportunity to use these. So I'll get my take a pick tool. And I'm going to put one in the center of that flower. Right there. And then I think I put two more on the cinnamon itself. So I'll put one here. And one, chase this thing around. Should use the other end of my tool. And then I'll put this one right here. So we have these, we have 3, an odd number. We have them in the form of a triangle, which is aesthetically acceptable, pleasing. All right, and then we're going to come to this one. And I wanted to use something flatter, but I did want to put something on this. So I chose our adhesive-backed sequins and gems. And these sequins are the perfect color. They're the Fresh Freesia color. So I'm going to put one sequin there and one sequin right here. And then I'm going to put, let's see, you know, I'm not gonna make it 3 this time. That's just the center of the flowers, and it's gonna stay like that. And then our "You Are in My Prayers" is at the end. So we have completed our card. So do you like it? Do you like the waterfall card? Do you think doesn't it look easy? I just think they're so easy once you get the cutting done. So again, here are the dimensions for the waterfall card. And tonight, I will put it on my blog. Usually I do it right after my Facebook Live. But I'm going to be leaving town for the day. And I'm going to have to leave as soon as I finish this. So I will put all of this on my Facebook, on my blog later on this evening. And of course, my blog is stampindidispot.blogspot.com. And if you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to help you get some of these beautiful products. And if you want to look at a catalog, you can order from me from the deannablackman.stampinup.net. deannablackman.stampinup.net. That will take you to my store, and you can look at the catalog, the products, and if you want to place an order, you can do that from there. All right, and I also will put this on YouTube later on tonight. I usually do it right after I finish, but I won't be able to do that today, but you will be able to find it on my YouTube channel after tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the waterfall card. I hope you will make some. Go ahead and do it. Practice it while it's fresh, because it is really not hard to do. And once you've done one, you will want to sit and do 2 or 3 of them. So, thank you, Kay. Thank you for watching and for commenting. And for those of you who are watching the replay, thank you so much for watching the replay. And I hope y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.